But let's talk about Professor Chris O'Brien. He was a man of leadership, vision and courage, working as a cancer treatment specialist before he suffered a terrible tragedy of his own. In 2006, the renowned cancer doctor became the patient. Diagnosed with brain cancer, given 6 months to live. The survival odds, so grim.
Why can't I be in the 1 to 2%? It's not zero. Why can't I be in that group? You get one go and you grasp it with both hands and you don't stop. And the thing I've learnt is you never ever give up.
The RPA TV doctor stopped working.
Don't all get depressed. I've upset you now.
Anyway, can't do much more than that, can we?
5 high-risk brain operations and relentless chemo and radiotherapy bought him time.
This is actually bigger than I predicted.
In his final months, a frail Chris launched an appeal for his dream, the world-class Lifehouse Cancer Centre. His own prospects, though, fading fast.
I believe I'm approaching the final episode of this journey.
He passed away in 2009, but his legacy lives on. His patients forever remembering the impact he had on their lives.
He changed my life by doing the operation. If he didn't do that, I would not have been able to do the things that I've done today.
He was an absolutely wonderful man, and the Chris O'Brien Lifehouse facility is set to start treating patients this month. And joining us now is Chris's widow, Gail O'Brien. Gail, what a wonderful moment it is to see people start to come through these doors.
Yes, hello Cameron. Thank you very much for having me on the show this morning. But it is an incredible week. We just opened the Chris O'Brien Lifehouse, and I'm out here at the moment for the Walk to End Women's Cancer. We just had 1,200 people behind us, but they've all set off on this incredible walk.
Yes, inspiring so many people. Tell us about your husband and your love for Chris. What sort of a person was he to you?
Well, it's incredible listening to that footage as you introduced me, because what you saw is what you got with Chris, and it's just so thrilling and comforting for me to know that people hold him in such deep affection. He was truly a deeply compassionate doctor, and you know, he was a doctor that everybody could relate to. And I think in his death that people sort of became one with him. So he wasn't ever removed. In fact, there used to be people who would come to see him. They would get their doctor to refer their own GP to him just so they could see him for something. It was quite extraordinary.
A very charismatic person, wasn't he?
Yeah, he sort of had everything going for him. He was charismatic. He was an incredible leader. He, you know, he actually went into medicine for idealistic reasons, and he did want to be an architect before. But yes, he just had that X factor that you rarely find in a doctor.
To have dreamt about the facility like Lighthouse, and now to see it come to fruition, and this month we'll start to treat people who need desperate help. How does that feel for you? Do you feel, you know, Chris's spirit is in this building?
Oh, completely. I think that his spirit infiltrates the whole thing. You know, it's our point of difference. And also, when Chris was being treated, we were on the other side of the fence. We had so many medical connections, yet we used to sit in the car and think, my gosh, if this is how it is for us, how is it for the ordinary people on the street? And so I remember Chris absolutely saying by the end of his illness, what he's really learned from this is that health needs to be holistic, because even though we had all the best contacts, surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, we still went down the line of meditation, complementary therapies, and that all needs to be available to people without sort of running around spending too much money. And so this centre will bring it all under one roof so that people are relieved of that stress. So they'll also feel a sense of protection when they come into this place, because I also believe in it not just being a nurturing place for patients, but for the doctors and staff as well, because they're people who get sick under the stress of their own careers.
Gail, you're a wonderful person to keep this whole torch burning, if you like. It's a fantastic legacy that Chris has left, but it would be so much better if he was still here.
Yes, I know. I often think about that and whether it was all meant to be, and, you know, the momentum that grew after he was diagnosed, because why of all the doctors on the RPA show, all the doctors at RPA used to call it the Chris O'Brien show, and it was never, you know, it was quite a surprise to us that he became so well known through it. Yeah, it was just like it was sent to us from another realm, if you like.
Yeah, well, Gail, we're thinking of you, we're thinking of Chris, and we're thinking of all the people that are going to benefit from Lighthouse over the coming years. And thank you very much for your time this morning, and we'll let you get back to all the festivities. Hopefully everyone will come back sooner than later.
Well, Cameron, if I could just encourage people to go to the website, eventcancer.org.au, and register for next year and join us, because it's just going to be an amazing treat out there at Meadowbank tonight, where we're all camping, and there'll be festivities and an incredible closing ceremony here tomorrow afternoon at about 3:30. So please come out and join us at the pit stops and cheer us on, because this is the biggest walk in this state, and we've raised $3.4 million doing this walk, and this is just individuals coming together.
It's wonderful work, and congratulations again, Gail. Gail O'Brien there, Layla.
Thanks very much, Cam. Now,